Alright guys, welcome back. It's High Desert Outdoors here. In this video, I'll be showing you how to clean your gun, whether it be a bolt action or a semi-automatic AR-15. Here, laid out in front of the table, are some of the components I use. I'll go through these, and then I'll go ahead and show you the actual action of cleaning up your rifles. So from bottom to top, here is my gun cleaning rod. You know how this works. You just stick it through with the bore guide, and you screw on the attachment on the end, whether it be your jag or your brush. Here I have my 22 caliber brushes and my jag I use. Here is my 30 caliber brush and jag. Off to the side here, I have my AR-15 bore guide. In this tackle box, I have a couple of other jags and brushes, and here is my 30 caliber bore guide, 22 caliber bore guide. Here's like a little pistol cleaning rod. I use that for cleaning the chamber of the rifles. It makes it a little easier. We have a little 223 cleaning kit. I don't really use too much of what's in here. I use it more for the pick and the brush and a couple of the other stuff. You'll see me using it. Have a couple of patches from different sizes. So it's always nice to have different size patches for, you know, different guns, and you never know what size exactly matches yours. You might have to cut it up and figure it out the hard way, but at the end of the day, patches are patches. So there's that. We have some Q-tips for cleaning out some of the chamber and some of the hard to reach areas. Here's some Rem oil, some gun grease, and then obviously the solvent I use. Had this for like over a year. It's still going strong. So make it easier cleaning, I use a rear bag, and then I use this front rest for the AR-15 just to hold it straight. Makes it a little easier. You don't need it, but definitely helps out a lot. So yeah, I'll go ahead and put all this stuff away, and I'll pick out one of the guns and we'll start there. All right guys, so laid out in front of me is my 6.5 Lapua rifle, Remington 700. So as you see, I use the backrest to kind of prop it up, put the bipod up. You want to do that because when you run the gun cleaning rod through, you want to have it at an angle so it's easiest. You notice I have a little rag here set up in front just so that when the patches come through, it doesn't leave anything on the actual table, but that's preference. So anyway, to start, you want to obviously take out the bolt. So to do that on a Remington 700 anyway, you want to pick it up, throw it back, and then on the bottom here, I don't know if you can see it too well, but let me see if I can get it for you guys. Oh. There's gonna be a little button. You press that in, and you pull back, and the bolt comes free. So there it is. So when the bolt's free, you want to put it somewhere safe. So I have this little mat, so I just usually leave it right there. And if you notice, you can actually see through to the bottom of the barrel. I don't know if you can see that or not. Anyway, after that, you usually can put in the bore guide, which is here, and stick it on the end there. But since I have this adjustable cheek piece, I have to actually use my tool to undo that and take out the cheek piece and then put the bore guide through. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll be right back. All right, as you see, I was able to get the cheek piece off. I just put it down here over by the bolt. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and take your bore guide. You're gonna stick it into the chamber, and then you just push it in as far as you can get it snug. Nothing too tight. All right, and then after that, you're gonna wanna go ahead, and what I do is I get my jag, and then you see the threads there? It's kind of hard to tell, but you get the threads, and on the end of the cleaning rod, you just screw it in. I'll go ahead and do that, and then I will show you what to do next. All right, so I screwed it in, as you can see. Nothing tight, just make sure it's all the way in. And then after that, as you can see, this jag has a piercing end. You're gonna go ahead and grab one of your patches. Like that there. You're gonna grab some of your solvent, and what I do recommend too is have a bunch of these little rags. You get one of them and just put it on the table down by where you're gonna pour the solvent, because you do tend to drip and you don't want that getting all over the place. So you just get it as is like that, and you're gonna pierce the middle of the patch like that. So you should have something that looks like that, right? Then you get your solvent and you want to just pour a little bit, oop, that's a lot, down the middle. And then you're gonna let it sit for a little bit, and it should get wet. Let it soak throughout the patch. And then, as you can see here, here is the end or the beginning of my bore guide. You're gonna just stick it through all the way. And at the end, as you see, it comes through, and you're gonna notice your patch is super dirty, which means you're actually doing the job. So you're gonna go ahead and take that patch out. I just leave it at the rag there. And kind of a process of doing it over and over and over. After I do that first run with the jag, let me set you down. I unscrew it and then grab the brush. Now the reason I do that is because the solvent is now throughout the barrel, a little bit in the chamber. I use the brush to kind of brush out the barrel and everything to get more of the copper, more of carbon and everything out. It usually just go once forward, once back, once forward, once back, once forward, once back. Just do it a couple times. And then you're gonna wanna run a dry patch through. Dry patch meaning without any solvent on it or anything. So I just took out the brush, just screwed back in the regular jag, and I'm gonna go ahead and put another patch without the solvent to dry up the barrel. And so this is not gonna just be a 2-patch situation. You're gonna wanna do this a couple times. So I pierced it again. I'm gonna run it through. All right, and look at the end here. You see all that gunk? That's everything out of the barrel. So you wanna keep on doing it over and over and over and over and over until you see little to nothing. So that's that dry patch, and here's that beginning wet patch. So yeah, as long as you keep doing it over and over and over, it'll get the barrel done. So I'll go ahead and do that off camera, and I'll show you what my end project is, or my end goal is anyway. And then I'll show you how to clean the chamber, and then also re-lubricate the parts inside to make sure everything's nice and smooth. I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, took the next couple minutes to run a couple patches through. You can see there's about, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have the 10th one in there. Not to mention all the times I ran the brush through. Let's see, it should be fairly clean. See, a lot better than what we started with, right? From something that dark to that. Tells me it's pretty clean. If not, you know, it ain't too bad. So now to clean the chamber, we go ahead and just take out the whole cleaning rod, set it to the side. You want to take out this bore guide. And now here comes a couple of the other stuff. Let me set you down real quick. Well, actually, if you look in here, you want to clean all in here. Any extra carbon or stuff you might have got in your chamber. For that, I tend to use Q-tips, no solvent, just Q-tips, and some of these bigger patches here, along with some of the tools I have in this cleaning kit. I use the brush, I use this pick here, stuff like that, just to clean the inside. And then you also want to get that chamber on the end there. You want to make sure there's no extra solvent that might have leaked out of that bore guide that is staying in your chamber or anything like that. So, you know, you just want to go through, take that, and just run it through like some of the hard to get spaces, like over here in the chamber on the edge. You're gonna notice a lot of soot. So just go ahead and do that, clean it up nice. Doesn't need to be perfectly spot clean, but I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll show you what to do next. It involves putting the bolt back and lubing some stuff back up. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I finished cleaning up the chamber, just touching it up a little bit. And so here comes to the very end, which is going to be reinstalling the bolt along with lubing some stuff back up. So I don't like to put a bunch of lubricant back into the chamber or the bolt. I feel like it doesn't need it too much. A little bit goes a long way. So you want to go ahead and get your rim oil. Well, first, let's go ahead and just do a quick little wipe down of the bolt and whatever's already on it. There's probably already some oil on there, but that's okay. We'll just put some more. All right. So you want to go ahead and put oil on those indentations there. That's where it rides the bolt. Like I said, a little bit goes a long way, so no need to put a lot. You want to just spread it around with your fingers a little bit. Across the bolt, put a little bit more here, just a drop or two. All right, and then I don't know if you can see, but I'm gonna go ahead and put some oil on one of these patches here, and then just kind of lightly rub it across the entry right there. So here is the patch with oil. I'm just going to put it on these 4 little rails. That's where the bolt rides. Make it a little easier. Then you just get the bolt, line it up, and that's it. It's super easy, nice. You want to run it a couple times just to get everything settled. And yep, that's it. That's how you clean your bolt action rifle. And so next I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to do the AR. It's super similar, just a little bit different when it comes to the bolt carrier group. So yeah, I'll bring it out right now. Alrighty guys, so here I have the AR up on the backrest still in the front mount, just to make it easier when I'm running the bore guide through. So as you know, it isn't as easy to just take out the bolt as it is with the Remington 700. So I'll go ahead and show you how to do that. So, as you know, with the AR, it has the 2 pins, one there and one there. So, all you do is you want to push in on this side. Then on the back side, you'll be able to pull out the pin. And then just wiggle it out a little bit. So now you gotta talk to it a little bit. It should just come right loose. Okay. And then you want to push on this back pin there, do the same. And it should all just come out. See? That there is a lower, and up here, the upper. So with the lower, you want to go ahead and push in the pins, that way they don't get damaged, and then put it to the side. All right, just put it over here. And then here, we're gonna focus on this upper. So we still need to take out the bolt. As you can see, it's still in. And that's the bolt there. The bolt carrier group, I should say. So what you do is, you pull back the charging handle, and it all comes loose. What I recommend doing is put it upside down. Just like this. And then you should be able to just pull out the bolt carrier group. And then you want to put that down, and then the charging handle. And then put that down. All right, then after all that, you should have something that looks like this. Just the upper without anything, or bolt or charging handle or anything like that. So you're just gonna go ahead and put that back down. And then usually what I end up doing is kind of swapping places, putting the front rest in the front, and then the back rest in the front, and then the front rest in the back. Just so that there's a little angle, makes it easier for you to push the cleaning rod through. So, once you have it set up the way you want to do it, most comfortable for you, you'll find your own way. Then you want to go ahead, and let me just put this camera down. You're gonna get your AR bore guide. It's gonna look a little different than 223. Looks something like that. So you do the same thing as the Remington 700, you just push it through. And then yeah, you just clean it the same way I showed you with the other bolt action rifle. You just go ahead and put the jag on or the brush on, and you run it through. You wanna put solvent, run some wet patches, some dry patches. And yeah, once you have it cleaned, I'll show you how to do the very last part. All right, so what we're gonna do now is basically just do a little bit of lubrication on the rifle and then put everything back together. So, just wanna point out a couple of spots you wanna make sure you get. So, this rail here, where the bolt carrier group rides on, you wanna lubricate that. Where the charging handle rides on, pretty much anything where metal touches metal is where you wanna go ahead and lube it up. In the other video that I just posted, along with this, I showed you how to disassemble the bolt carrier group and lube that up and everything. So if that's of interest for you, it's going to be in the card or in the description down below. Anyway, you want to go ahead and just do a little bit of this on the charging handle, spread it across, just a little bit, not too much. And when it comes to the bolt carrier group, you don't need to disassemble it every time that you clean your rifle. That's why I put it in a different video, is because I do it about once every 3 times I clean my gun. Not necessary every time, but yeah, it's there if you want it. Anyway, then you want to take your bolt carrier group and put some lube on where like I said, where it rides inside of the actual chamber of the rifle. And then, like I said, just in there. I like to use patches, as you guys know. It makes it a little easier to actually reach in there, and it does the job just fine. So just rub it along the rail, and we should be fine. Good to go. All right, now a matter of putting everything back together. So first things first, you want to go ahead and take your charging handle, and there's going to be a little indent up here in the upper. I don't know if you can see because of the lighting, but there's a little indent in there. Along with those indentations on the charging handle, you want to line that up, push through, and you hear that click. That went to the top, I guess you can say, layer of this. So you can slide that freely. And then what you want to do is get the bolt carrier group, make sure it's all the way out, and then you want to place it, line it up with the charging handle, just like this. And everything should just go in. If not, that means the bolt carrier group wasn't extended all the way, which it wasn't, you see. Now it should just go in all just fine. Line it up. Boom. Click. That's that. And then you want to go ahead and get the lower, which you put away. Open these pins back up. Make sure they're all the way open. You want to make sure they're lubed up too. These are already lubed up, so I'm not going to put it on, but you can put Rem oil on the pins to make it easy. Anyway, just want to make sure you guys can see this. Put the lower all the way down, and then you're going to line up the upper and get the pin in there. So it should just push right through. Boom, boom. Then the upper, if you can see that, it's right there. And that's it. All cleaned up, all nice. You didn't see me run patches through this because I kind of already showed you how to do that with the last rifle. But that's it. Ready to rock. Oh, didn't catch it right. Everything's cleaned up in there. Everything's nice. Everything's good to go. Back for the range, for the field, for hunting, whatever you want to do. So anyway, there it is. They're trying to clean your Remington 700 or any bolt rifle for that matter, or any AR-15. So feel free to give us a comment and a like, and I appreciate you giving us a subscription as well. Trying to get this channel to grow, get some more stuff coming up soon. Next couple videos going to include that bolt carrier group assembly, you know, cleaning and reassembly, as well as some reloading videos and some range time. So look forward to doing that. Look forward to hearing from you guys. Anyway, thank you so much and have a nice day.